Welcome to Dublin Airport, baby. There's a plane up there somewhere. Right, if you watch the announcement video, you will know that I have come to the Emerald Isles. Got it right this time. Oh dear. To destroy the Clio. No, to do horse shopping, and you guys are coming along behind the scenes. Oh, Pete's padlocked my case. So first things first, sorry boo. We've got to get, oh we can't see this password, we've got to get our hat and boots out of our case because we're literally heading straight to, when's my birthday? We're heading straight to someone that's like 10 minutes from the airport. I believe he's got 3 horses for us to try. Get the tampons in, mate. Our first port of call. Don't really know what he's got because he had a horse that I really, really liked, but sadly she sold. Where's my hat? Oh my god. But he says he's got 3 others that will suit. One's a grey mare, shock. And that's all I know. Maybe a chestnut filly. It's going to be exciting anyway. Anywho, got hat, got boots. Let's go. Meg in the wilds. Meg, how long are you here for? Right, you've got the exact same case. It's hard, and you've not even got a hat in your case. Thank you. Oh, someone's hungry this morning. Can you finish your maple loaf cake for me, please? Pumpkin. Right. Now we can go. It's my first time driving abroad. Does it count as abroad? Better lock this up. Guys, pray for me. Okay, first horse that I'm trying in Ireland. Obviously a grey mare, because I can't seem to get away from my obsession with grey mares. But I figured it would be easier to do a little voiceover because obviously it's very hard for the sound to pick up what I'm like saying at the time. So first place we went was Kristen Kavanagh Sports Horses, as you can see up there. Guys, I would highly recommend paying them a visit. They were the most lovely, genuine people, like really sweet about knowing what I wanted and not trying to sell me something that didn't fit the bill, if that makes sense. So yeah, we were lucky that they actually had 3 horses in that I was really quite interested in. So this was the first one, really lovely little 4-year-old mare. Didn't have loads of experience, but you know, was jumping a bit under saddle. So we watched her go around and she's just got the cutest little knees. Look at her face as well. Her face is just gorgeous and a much better grey colour than my girls at home. So yeah, Kristen showed her off for us, and then I hopped on. I think she's like 15.2, 15.3, quite a nice size. I really like how I look on her size wise. And yeah, I just had a little walk around to start with. I just got off the plane, like they're literally 10 minutes from Dublin Airport, so I was suddenly like, oh my word, I'm riding. So yeah, just took a minute to kind of get into riding brain and get used to her, and then off we went for a little trot. And for a 4-year-old, she was remarkably balanced. She felt absolutely lovely. This is another reason why I would recommend going to Kristen, because all of his horses just felt really beautiful. He produces them in a really lovely way, and they've got very good groundwork and basics in them. I'd say like that's what I got from the ones that I sat on. So here we go, having a little cant around. Immediately I was like, oh, okay, she's definitely got more of a horse stride than my little ones at home. And then, so they were really kind. They had these poles out for me because I was like, I'm worried about seeing a stride. So I was like, just practiced to start off cantering over these. And obviously that first time she was like, what are you doing up there? And she broke to trot for me. But then it was good. Like I did a bit more cantering over them and practiced seeing a bit of a distance. I was really worried the entire trip of not wanting to like ruin anyone's horse. So then again, like just building confidence, started over the little Cavaletti, and she was so rideable to a fence. I don't know if it's because these guys do quite a lot of show jumping, but yeah, I was dead impressed with the 2 that I jumped, how they like rode into a fence. It was lovely. Certainly made me think I need to do some homework with mine at home, because they were just, yeah, incredibly rideable. So practiced a tiny bit more going over the cavaletti. You can see like she's really adjustable, just a very sweet, genuine mare. And then we came and popped over this, saw a bit of a long one, bless her. But again, like very easy to come back to me there. And even though she's obviously never had me on before, she was trying really hard. She just had a lovely attitude, which just goes such a long way, especially for an amateur's horse, because I do need a horse that's going to be forgiving and get me out of trouble. So then we popped that little oxer. My word, her knees are just the cutest thing ever. Like, look at them. Bing! Such a little cutie pie. So then we are on to the next, you guessed it, grey mare. Guys, I have a type. Don't judge me. I just think they're so gorgeous. And these two obviously really fit the bill. So this is Kristen riding again. This lovely girl is a year older, but slightly smaller. Now, I was a bit worried to start with. I was like, is she too small? Because although she's definitely bigger than Dee and Jam, she's not massively bigger. But watching her go around, and certainly when I sat on her, she's got far more of a horse stride than my girls. And that's kind of half of it when you're kind of going up with a horse, because you guys know me. I don't want a massive horse. It's not me. It's not really my type. But I do struggle with the time and the distances. And what's going to help that is having a larger stride, not necessarily, doesn't have to be a larger horse. So you can see her canter there is actually like quite long and quite rangy. But when you watch her over a fence, again, incredibly adjustable. I had so much fun jumping this little mare, and even like watching Kristen ride her, like see there, like a little bit close, and she's just really sharp and clever, and she can kind of just jump from anywhere. She was a very, very talented mare. So yeah, sitting watching, I was actually dead excited to get on this one, I won't lie. She's my kind of type, with being like a little bit sort of whizzy and pingy. So yeah, on I get now. And this is a prime example of why it's really good when you're trying horses to just video as much as possible, because you want to be able to go back and look, obviously, like how the horse goes, but also how you look on the horse. And I think size wise here, it looks a really nice picture. I don't think that I look too big on her or anything like that. Like, I think we look good together. So had a little warm up again, a little trot round, trotted her over some poles. Really, really, I just loved her straight away. She was very, very smart and just very genuine. So yeah, had a little play around. Are we going to attempt a canter here, Meg? No, you can tell. You can tell that I was, slightly, not even nervous. I think I was just a bit worried of, what people think of my riding, and I didn't want to give the horses any mixed signals. So I, potentially spent quite a long time walking and trotting for the first few horses I tried. I think I did get better throughout the week. Anyway, now we're in canter, and I remember saying as soon as I put into canter, like, oh my word, she's got a horse canter. My first jump, I didn't realise that she was a bit like keen into a fence, not strong, but just like keen. So I had to adjust to that. But then we had a bit more of a play round, and I was trying to do a few sort of different turns because she was that bit more established. I thought, I wouldn't just keep coming around the same way and like going straight into the jump. So yeah, was trying to do a few different turns, and then we come round to this oxer, and you can see classic Meg being a little bit pulley, but the mare responded really well to it, which I think it's just important, isn't it? Like when you try horses, you need to ride them how you think you're going to ride them at home, because you've got to have a horse that gels with your style of riding. So if I had something that when I take a bit of a pull into a fence absolutely lost their mind, then it's probably not the horse for me, because we all know that is ingrained so deep into my riding, and whilst I want to take less pulls, it's not always the easiest thing to do. So then we put a slightly bigger upright up. We actually missed the first jump she did over that, but my word, did she ping. Okay, we've found something that's not grey. So this little mare she literally hadn't been at Kristen's very long at all, but he was really sweet. He was like, look, I can show her to you, but he was dead honest. So she's not been here that long, and I've not really done. I don't think she hadn't had like a proper assessment, so he'd only really like sat on her. So he was like, "Why don't we put her in the lunge pen? You can see her over a fence." And wow, is she careful? Like, oh, just look at the way she sorts herself out. She literally like knows where every single one of her feet are. Like, look. And she's obviously, you know, she's not established at all with jumping, but you can see she has a serious raw talent. Like, oh, she's so pretty, so pretty. So then Kristen was like, look, she's a complete baby, so we need to just do things how we normally do things. Like, didn't want to change things for a viewing, so she'd only really just like poodled around the yard with him at this point. So he was like, yeah, we'll do that, we'll get on up here, because they're less likely to kind of explode and go wild, because she knows this environment much better. And then he showed us a little trot, just the prettiest little horse. Like, oh, honestly, I couldn't stop staring at her. As soon as I walked into the barn, I naturally gravitated towards her, because she's just absolutely stunning. So he had a little trot around there, and then he was like, do you know what, she feels absolutely fine, so let's go in the school. And I had a bit of a trot and a canter around here. So it was quite difficult with this little mare, because she was that bit, well, a lot greener than the other two. And obviously Kristen was dead honest with saying that although like they knew all of her history, and she was like, she had been broken and riding away, but he hadn't had her for that long, so it was difficult for him to like show her in the manner that I guess he wanted. Anyway, then here is the first of my terrible leg ups. I need to get better at leg ups. But I just wanted to have a sit on her, just to see how I looked on her size-wise, and just how she felt under saddle. We'd already had the discussion that if I did want her, Kristen could keep her for a little bit and do some more work with her, and then I could get her a bit further down the line. So I knew that was an option, but I was like, okay, if that's an option, I need to just sit and see if I like the feel, because I really liked how she looked. But there was no point going to Ireland if I then ended up buying one that I didn't sit on. So yeah, I just wanted to see how much I kind of had in front of me and what I looked like size-wise on her, which I don't think I look bad at all. And because she's only 4, she would definitely have a little bit more growing to do. You can see she's so baby, bless her, and I'm not nearly as good with youngsters as Kristen is, so I probably wasn't giving her the best instructions. But we just had a little poodle around here. I do have a little trot in a minute, I believe. You can see the weather has also come in. Again, like, obviously not ideal to try horses in the rain, but it does show what a sweet, genuine attitude she has, because it's been a bit of a crazy day for her, and she just took everything in her stride. So there we go, nice little trot. She moved absolutely beautifully, like proper flicky toes. And let's just have a little trot back. But yeah, I was very taken. We saw some really nice horses this day. Hello. That was quite abrupt. We've literally gone airport, then you guys have gone straight to horses. But the place we've just been is literally 10 minutes from the airport, so it made sense going there first. Lovely people. Shout out if you're watching, Kristen and Amy. Just like made us feel very welcome and put my nerves at ease. I hadn't really like prepped myself for riding. I was very like, oh yeah, I'm going on a plane, and then it kind of sunk in as we were driving there.
They got on 3
that
horses.
I was going to have to get on a horse, yeah, literally. So yeah, we've ridden 3. First grey mare, she was very sweet, little 4-year-old she was. Really nice, very genuine, like just very nice for me to get on as my first horse, because I was being a bit like, oh my god, this is actually quite scary. And then I sat on another grey mare, who I think, because she was so mega, she just instantly made me prefer her over the first grey mare. Like seeing them, like comparing them straight away, I just preferred her. She was a bit more, well, a lot more established. She was a 5-year-old. She's already been out and done some jumping. Such a nice jump, like, and just so easy to jump. I must have jumped her. What do you reckon that one upright was?
Oh, it must have been 150.
It was 150
I think it was
halved.
I think it was probably about a metre.
Do you think? Yeah. Even that? Oh, I'd have said 95. But still, like a horse I've never sat on, a little 5-year-old. Just come around and pop, really nice pop. And then Abby also got on her because it was just quite nice. Like I knew I quite liked her, so it's quite nice to get Abby's opinion. My only thing with her is that she's just a little bit small. But she's lovely, and I think she's slightly bigger than mine. I think she is. They said,
I would disagree.
They said 52.
They have a very different measuring stick than I do.
That's my only.
No, I'd say she's a tiny bit bigger than Jam.
I'd say she's a tiny bit bigger.
But she's much rangier.
Much rangier,
much leggier. Yeah, much bigger strides.
And still really adjustable.
Yeah,
so
really lovely.
I really liked her. But obviously, it's day one, and Pete's advice was don't buy the first horse you see. Technically, the second.
Shut up, Pete.
Although she was the first horse in the barn as we walked in.
The giant horse.
Yeah.
There was an 18-hand horse that Meg's going to buy.
Honestly, yeah, so close to buying it, but it just wasn't quite the right shade of chestnut. Oh, my other thing is that she's grey. That's the only other withdrawal, I guess. That she's grey. But I'm going to have to. Yeah, I don't really want another grey just for bathing, but the right horse is obviously more important than the colour. And then I sat on a 4-year-old, very, very green, like completely different stage to the other two. Again, really nice, genuine,
so sweet,
lovely mare. We watched her do like a little bit of jumping in the pen. Obviously Kristen got on her first. Did honestly, such a nice job. Just really, I really liked his way of riding and doing things with horses. That was really lovely. Literally sat on her because she was pooped and I'm a wimp.
She was so sweet.
So sweet. So like gonna be seriously,
really cool.
Seriously mega. Probably more like show jumper.
Oh god, yeah.
Like proper jumper, wasn't she? But she was lovely, and oh god, she was so pretty.
She was the right shade of chestnut.
We are going to another chestnut mare now. I have actually known about this horse for sale for quite a while. I've been speaking to, not the owner, a girl that's riding her. She's been so sweet, sending me updates about her. Really nice, more Irish type, I would say this. I think greener, probably not done, definitely greener than the middle grey that I like. But yeah, that is where we're off to. And we need to feed Abby as well, but we probably don't have time, so we've maybe got a cheeky buy food.
I can be like, buy this one,
I can wing you, yeah. So no, we'll see you at the next place, guys. Peace out. We have our next horse, and horse she was. She'd done some growing over the summer, bless her, so she was standing at like around 16.2, maybe a smidge under. Again, chestnut mare. Oh my word, like I just love chestnut mares. Look at her, she's completely stunning. And you can see her canter there. Like you can just picture this horse going eventing. She's just got the right kind of canter. Like you definitely would not struggle for time with this girl. So then we watched her have a little pop, like watched her over these smaller jumps, and we're like, oh yeah, like very sweet. And it wasn't until they went up that I was like, whoa, okay, like you're actually seriously pingy. Like look at that. She's got really like a lot of scope. You'll see when she comes around to this next one. Ding! Like, yeah, really cool pingy jump. So then it was my turn to hop up on her. She's a 5-year-old. But again, like I quite liked the fact that she hadn't done loads. She's just sort of started going out and doing a little bit more. But yeah, she hadn't been sort of overcooked, which I think is always nice. That was one of my biggest things before I went to view any of these horses, was making sure that they hadn't like done too much for their age, because you know I very much care about that. So having a little trot round, and I was kind of struggling to adjust from the ones that I'd just ridden, because they were obviously smaller, and although they did have a bigger stride than my ponies at home, they weren't nearly as horsey as her. So yeah, I think it was just kind of taking me a minute to get used to it, and she felt quite high up, although I know she doesn't look massive, but she is just a lot bigger than what I'm used to riding. So then I gave her a little canter around. Again, like lovely canter, very smooth, very balanced, but just so much bigger than what I was used to. And as I was trotting around here and like having a canter, I was getting myself in a bit of a flap and a bit of a worry about jumping her, because I really didn't want to, like I know she's a baby and I didn't want to just spank her into a fence and upset her, and I was really worried I wouldn't be able to see her stride. So I decided she was just a little bit too much on the big side for me, and that I wasn't going to jump because I didn't really see the point. I'd already made my mind up. Checking back in, and we've swapped drivers. So firstly, shout out to Mello in Kildare, because we've just got a very late lunch. It's, oh my god, it's 4 o'clock. Salad pot, and that's our lunch because joking, lol.
If only.
Chicken
cheesy.
focaccia toasty.
Sorry?
Focaccia. Oh,
Pete, where are you when we need you?
and cake, which smells incredible, which I've lost. Apple and cinnamon. That's a cake one. Here you go, guys. Don't say that I don't bring you culture. Look at that. We're sharing that because that's an absolute chomp.
I get a look in.
One thing I'm making her drive after lunch. Anyway, we have been to see another chestnut horse. And she was exactly that. She's done a bit of extra growing. So this was the one that I said that she's actually been for sale for a while, and I've been speaking to the rider. And yeah, over the summer, because was she 4 or 5? 5. She's shot up, so she was like closer to 16.2 now. So she was ridden round by the rider like really sweetly, and then I got on and I was just like, actually, you do feel really big. When she was in the stable, I was like, yeah, you look pretty huge. She's
very bum high still as well.
Yeah, exactly. Like she was definitely going to come up more. So I like walked trot canter around. Really sweet, nice, genuine, lovely mare. You absolutely loved her, didn't you?
Yeah.
Way
just
more.
A proper stamp.
Yeah, really nice. Definitely like had a ping and would be an inventory type. I just know she'll be too big for me. And I know that Hobbs will not let me bring her home. She's too big and too scary. So yeah, we sadly had to say no to her. She was very cute, very pretty. But we're now off to probably the last horse of the day, although we might poke our head into a different yard, which is in Tipperary, and it's a long way to Tipperary.
It's going to be a long time listening to you sing that.
It's a long way. Anyway, yes, we're going to Tipperary to see a really, really nice homebred mare again. This is a bay mare.
4-year-old.
4-year-old. Yeah. We'll talk more. Anyway.
Let's go.
Let's have some salad.
Have the keys.
I was wondering why we weren't going.
I was just saying.
Okie dokie. So the last horse that I can show you from this day is this lovely 4-year-old mare. So I'd spoken to her owner quite a lot before I came out, and I was really keen on her before we'd even arrived. So she is a homebred, and she's out of the owner's Connemara stallion, who we were able to meet. Like, so nice to be able to meet the stallion. And was also out of the owner's mare, who was, I think, Irish draft and thoroughbred, I believe. But yeah, really, really just loved the fact that we knew all of her history. She was incredibly loved. Like, she was just, the owner thought so much of her, which just means a lot, doesn't it, when you're looking at a horse. So yeah, we put her on the lunge to warm her up, and then we saw her over the loose jumps because we didn't have anyone to ride her, so we just wanted to see her move first. And then Abby was like, look, I'll just sit on her first to make sure that she's sane, and she obviously very clearly was. So I hopped up. She's about 16.1, but she's a very Irish stamp. Like, she is traditional Irish. So yeah, she was quite, although she's technically not as tall as the one we've just seen, I almost looked smaller on her because she was quite like, chunky's the wrong word because she's not chunky, she just really took up the leg. So yeah, had a little trot around on her, and like she moves really beautifully, doesn't she? I mean, we're starting to lose the light at this point, and she'd been on a bit of a break, so really, like, just a lovely attitude from this mare. The fact she could just come out in the evening, like, she was like up wanting her dinner and stuff, but as soon as we wanted to work her, she was so up for it. Again, it just counts for so much. Like, obviously you want to look at their talent and how they move and how they ride, but you have also got to really take into consideration their personalities and their attitude towards work, because it's half the battle. And yeah, we really liked her entire attitude. She was dead sweet. And even like going around the arena, obviously I wasn't going to jump her, so I was like trying to weave in and out of the jumps and stuff, and she just took it all on. Very, very sweet. You can certainly see her doing a very pretty dressage test when she's kind of fit and up and running. She's getting a little bit tired now, bless her, but no, she was a really, really good girl. Thoroughly enjoyed my ride on this one. It's a long way to Tipperary. That sounded loud. It's a long way. Well, do you know what we have figured, guys? And this is nothing against the lovely Irish people that we have been surrounded by today, but people think it's a very long way when we don't think it's a long way. It's like, I guess, when Cornish people drive absolutely miles and they think that like a 4-hour drive is nothing. People in Ireland so far think that like an hour drive is a really long way, but we've been pleasantly surprised. Everything's felt fairly local. Anyway, we have just been to see a lovely, very Irish girl. Hang on. A lot of stop signs we get here. Just get around here. Yeah, gorgeous mare. Another 4-year-old. Thing I really liked about her is that she's done some in-hand showing as a 3-year-old and a 4-year-old, and she's done some ridden showing as a 4-year-old. So I love when they've been out in hand. I feel like they've got like all of the kind of, well, they've got the mileage without the miles. Like they've seen shows and stuff, and they've often got a good head, but not been absolutely hammered. So yeah, really like that about her. Really nice confirmation. She's only just come back into work. She's literally been off for 2 months, so we lunged her and did some loose jumping with her first. Really nice pop. We were like, ooh, very nice pop. And then Abs was a legend, got on first because they didn't have anyone to show her off, and Abby was like, hold my beer, I'll get on. Hold my Guinness.
Anything over 16 hands, I'll get on.
Yeah. We're quite a good tag team because I'm like, yeah. I'll get on the small ones.
I'm not getting on the pony.
Yeah. Yeah, and then I had a little hop on, but obviously she's only 4, so she was pretty pooped by the end of it. Sorry. Off we go again. But no, liked her. So we are now heading miles and miles,
an hour,
an entire hour, to Boris in County Carlow. Mate, I'm basically local now.
You've not had a chicken sandwich yet.
So yeah, that is where our Airbnb is, and that's also where there's going to be a gentleman waiting for us.
A gentleman caller?
A gentleman caller! So yeah, let's zip out of Tipperary and off to Boris. Shift it into 6th. Oh, right, we've arrived at our Airbnb. You've done it! Mate, you needed the pressure of the camera. We couldn't get the boot open with our cases.
Just rocked the car.
Doing that? Anyway, this is our Airbnb. We don't have any idea how to get in. It's a slight issue. It's a cute little village, I think. But how cute is that? Obviously, give you a full tour. But let me find out how to get in because Abby is about to wet herself.
Good morning, everyone. The people around me are being quite nasty, but look. Hey!
Why are you being nasty?
Because, no, you were actually being quite nice. Abby was being nasty in the bathroom. Anyway, look. Simon's here.
Hello, come to Ireland.
Come to Ireland.
Exciting.
It is now the morning after. Sorry, we didn't film any last night because we had pizza and wine. We also had some of your friends over.
Yeah, which was good.
Very nice. Got all of the down low on who to buy from.
All the goss.
All of the goss.
Who's brilliant.
And they didn't say your name, did they?
Oh, no, they didn't actually. That's a good point, actually.
But we're now off to go and see some horses for Simon first. He might ride, he might not.
We'll see. They look quite nice on the videos.
I might do some loose jumping, hoping if I can get permission to film them that you guys will see a bit of that. But we're late, so we're going to go there now, and then I'll do a tour of the place after. Sorry guys, I feel like that was quite abrupt, but we did have to get out of the house, hence borrowing the Airbnb mugs.
And it is chilly willies.
Simon, but the
one open before Abby's like
freezing.
We also don't know where we're going, and just
you're
hang on,
kidding
hold
me.
that thought. I just need to put it into the sat nav.
Let me do it. Know what they called? Hang on, we'll find them.
Hang on, I need to stop. There you go, babe.
Head northwest on our 702.
And we're off again.
See? Don't you put that window down. I'd rather crash than you put the window down.
Always drive responsibly, guys. Okay, right, you're going to be winging left in very soon.
Winging left.
300 meters. Sorry, this is very, very close for the morning, but I need to sort the phone
I feel
out.
under pressure with Okay.
Right, okay, Siri's
10
got us.
to 2. So where you're going, use your mirrors. We're going left
This
here.
Okay, right, sorry.
And then feed the
Wheel, feed the wheel. Steady,
Oh,
steady.
I'm in the wrong
Can't find it, grind it.
We drive on the same side of the road in Ireland, guys.
just FYI.
Took me a while to get used to the hire car, to be fair. Simon,
Hello.
what are you looking for?
So I'm looking for something for you. I'm also, seeing as we're here, I'll have a little look for something for me to kind of produce and bring along and, well, I don't know, but I'd like to see what it's about, basically. Sorry, your cup of tears. It's a bit precarious now.
It's alright, it's fine. Just a little whoop.
I'm like a rally driver. That's telling me I'm on the middle of the line.
Simon, please.
I'm not concentrating properly.
But you're looking for something with a little more talent than I'm looking for. You're like a completely different kettle of fish. I feel like it's...
I mean, I'd like something that could go 5-star, but they are very, very hard to find.
and also must be so hard to tell because you're looking for youngsters as well, aren't you?
Yeah,
so like
exactly.
so hard to tell at this
and I want something
age.
I want something that's got. My main thing is a good jump.
Right.
Um,
But not too careful. Is that
not
what you were
too-
saying the other day?
Exactly.
See, that's what.
Because we've got the 3-year-old that you guys looked at yesterday. I really like that, but straight away my concern is that maybe it's a bit too careful to be an event.
It was jumping.
But then
top
I
of
do
the
like
wings.
show jumping.
You do like show jumping, and you're good at show jumping.
See, I'm on the right line now, and it's not bleeping. How does that work?
I don't know. I think it was.
Do the horrible vibrate thing and try and ram you back into the lane.
Oh, hang on.
Oh, are we being overtaken?
Someone says,
Oh, no.
You can't drive around Boris at that speed. Come on, hurry up.
This is a really bad driver.
Anyway, yeah, so that is what Simon's looking for, and he's very kindly been helping me on my hunt. So
Sorry, mate.
Today-
Where are we going?
you just keep going straight, darling.
Okay, okay.
You've got 2 kilometres on this road.
Okay,
You're
perfect.
all right. Yeah, today we're heading to these people to see some for Simon. I think we're going to loose jump some, and then maybe you'll ride some
Yeah.
if we can film them. I'll
She's
obviously
got
let
what
you
looks like a
know.
really, really nice 5-year-old.
I'll certainly try and insert pics at the very least. And then we're going to Wicklow to Ardeo.
Ardeo. Is that how you put it?
I think you have to do the American accent for it.
Hey guys. It's so great to be here at Ardeo.
Ardeo. And then typical, this is what it's like being an island, we've just had a phone call and we've found some other horses down south, so we'll be going down there after. But I think the vlog might end before then, but let's go and see, hopefully, go and see these horses. Made it back, saw 2 horses beside
very
me.
nice horses.
Very nice horses. It's made me think maybe I do want a 5-star horse. Anyway, I've not shown you around our humble abode. Abby's room's a tip. But we're currently in a towny village called Boris. Don't worry. Just saying the good. Abby hasn't really. But yeah, we're so big. We're so lucky. Got this nice kitchen. We've just had toast before we go off to the next place.
Oh, it's all done.
Yeah, the wench did it. And my room, and then there are 4 beds upstairs because Simon's got this weird thing where he has to sleep in a different bed every 2 hours. Look how cute this is. Oh my word, it's a tip! Little upstairs. Anyway, gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. So, I'm gonna be really annoying and leave this video here because I want Simon to be in 2 videos. You're literally only here for like 24 hours, aren't you? Busy eventer. Yeah, so we're gonna do, this is gonna be the end of part 1, but we're now off to Ardeo. Sports horses, I want to say. Ardeo sports horses.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's right.
And we're seeing one for me there, a nice...
And you never know, they might have some others as well.
Yeah, that's the thing.
You just don't know.
What, yeah. So that's where you're coming along, in case...
And
we happen to have
it's
this
brilliant
horse.
because the guys here are they're brilliant, aren't they? 'Cause they keep on getting messages all the
That's
time.
the thing, and every place you go, they'll be like, oh, hang on, let me give you this person's number. Like when we're
Yeah,
just
they're
there,
really
they're like,
good.
oh, like, you need to try this person.
They are really good at supporting each other, aren't they?
Really, really good. So yes, that's where we're going next, and then we have got afternoon plans as well. Abby would be here to close the vlog, but she's
She's busy.
She's occupied. Anyway, see you for part 2. Live, laugh, love you. Comment down below if you like any of the horses we've seen so far. Bye.